Welcome to day 14. We're picking up the action with chapter 21. The car wash event brings in a whopping $876.50. I'm amazed. Cairo's pleased. The team's excited. And Dad is very impressed. $876, he asks on the way home. And 50 cents, I add. Someone baked that extra brownie, you know. It counts. He smiles and nods. Let's not forget the 50 cents. But after I'm home for a little while, I start feeling deflated and sore. I can't walk evenly. My body is tender all over. My stump is throbbing. I need to take my leg off and rest. By bedtime, I realize that I way overdid it. I fall asleep easily, but I don't sleep well. It hurts to roll over. I'm too hot, then too cold, and then I have the running dream again. Only this time, I'm not really running. I'm clomping. Sherlock is barking at me to hurry up. He runs ahead, turns, barks, runs ahead, turns, barks. I know what he's saying. Come on, let's go, let's go. But I can't. No matter how hard I try, all I can do is clomp along. Clomp, clomp, clomp. I look down and see my leg. It's just a big steel pipe. No foot, no shoe. Clomp, clomp, clomp. Bark, bark, bark. Clomp, clomp, clomp. Bark, bark, bark. Clomp, clomp. I wake up with a jolt to find my mother on the edge of my bed. She's holding the phone and the Sunday paper, which is still in its dew-proof bag. Sorry to wake you, she whispers. That's okay, I murmur, glad to be out of the dream. She hands over the phone. It's Fiona. She says it's important and that I should give you this. She puts the newspaper next to me. Hello, I say into the phone. Have you opened the paper? She asks. No, I mumble. I'm still asleep. I eye the clock. It's not even 7. Well, wake up. You are on the front page of the community section. I am? I ask, still groggy. How? Gavin wrote an article. It's amazing. Now I'm awake. Gavin did? Yes, and there's a huge picture of you. Open the paper. Mom's giving me a questioning look, so I tell her, can you open the paper? Go to the community section. Section C, Fiona says in my ear. But Mom finds the section without any extra help. She pulls it out, unfolds it, and we both gasp. There's an enormous picture of me, just me, holding up my sign. I want to run again. So much for my stopping him from using the picture. But strangely, I'm not mad. I'm more in shock. Fiona can tell we've found the article. Call me back when you've read it, she says with a laugh, then hangs up. The headline is Getting Back on Track. The byline is Gavin R. Vance. Mom's hands are shaking, so I snatch the paper from her and hold it steady so we can both read. Jessica Carlisle was a world-class runner, or, according to her track coach, Leonard Kairakowski, well on her way to becoming one. She set a new league record in the 400-meter race just hours before the accident. She had the discipline, the determination. She had incredible potential. The accident to which Kairakowski refers involved a school bus transporting the Liberty High School track teams and an uninsured junkyard hauler named Jack Lowe. Even if I didn't know you, my mom whispers, I'd read this article. It pulls you right in. Shh, I tell her, and together we continue to read all about the accident and the track team's quest to buy me a running leg. There's a nice, smaller picture of the track team working the car wash and a sidebar that has the heading, Help Jessica Run Again, and gives the school's contact information for anyone who wants to donate money. The whole page is put together very well, but it's the closing part of the article that really gets me. Jessica Carlisle may have lost a leg, but she has not lost her spirit. Last Thursday, she was back at the track, cheering from the sidelines as her teammates battled Langston High in a dual league meet. Next year, she'd like to be back on the track, running. This is a wonderful piece, my mother sniffs, brushing away a tear. She points to the byline. Do you know the writer? I hesitate. Do I know him? He gives amazing speeches, writes fantastic op-eds, and now newspaper features, spearheads community warmth drives, and he dates a manipulative ditz. My mother prompts, You said Gavin did to Fiona. I concede with a little nod. He's in our class, but I don't really know him. Well, she says, easing the paper away from me, I'm sure Cairo has his number. You should call him. This definitely deserves a thank you. She leaves, no doubt to show Dad the article, and I know I should be calling Fiona back, but I just sit there for the longest time trying to sort through the collision of feelings I have about Gavin Vance. I do try to reach Gavin, but the message machine seems to be the only one home. I hang up on the first couple times, but on my third try, I leave a message. It's a pretty lame one, incoherent, really. And right before I hang up, I rattle off my phone number, then immediately wish I hadn't. What's he supposed to call back for? To tell me to learn how to leave a message? I don't even want him to call me back. I already said thank you. What's there left to say? Still, every time the phone rings, I jump a little. Every time it turns out to be someone else on the line, I scold myself. But Monday morning, when he sees me from across the courtyard and leaves Merrill's side to come talk to me, I feel my cheeks flush. I try to be cool and blithely witty as we talk, but me making him laugh makes me laugh, and when he finally goes back to Merrill, I realize that my eyes are shining and my cheeks ache from smiling so much. Suddenly, I feel like crying. What an idiot I am. I escape the courtyard, and for the rest of the week, I avoid him. I stay away from the main hangouts. I hide out in Cairo's classroom or drag Fiona into room 402 at lunch. And I focus on important things like schoolwork and walking, especially walking. I work really hard on my gait, on my roll-off, on mastering ramps. By Thursday, I'm confident enough to leave my cane at home, which feels like a huge step forward. And random people who I don't even know tell me how awesome it is to see me walking. But then comes a huge step back. At lunch, Cairo breaks it to Fiona and me that Gavin's newspaper article has brought in only $40. I don't understand it, he says, raking his long fingers along his hair. I was sure there would be an outpouring of goodwill. Maybe it's still coming, Fiona says. He sighs. Let's hope. Unfortunately, there's often a deep, wide abyss between good intentions and concrete actions. As unfair as it is, after a few days, any story becomes old news. He looks at me. It's disappointing, but don't worry. We'll raise the money. Still, I can't help but be discouraged, and Rosa picks up on my mood in math. What's wrong? She writes in a note. The running legs, a pipe dream. She slips the note back. So was walking. Miss Rucker is watching me, so I hide the note and focus on the board, until Rosa slides another note my way. Don't look so far ahead. I slip the note into my backpack and find my mood spiraling even further downward. Looking ahead is what's been giving me hope. I've wanted to believe that somehow we'll be able to gather $20,000. I've wanted to believe that I'll run again, but hope now feels so fragile, too fragile to touch. After school, I see the track teams loading onto a bus. I stand in the distance and watch, feeling cold and shaky. How can they even get on a bus? I remind myself that it's not their first away meet since the wreck. There have been 2 of them, plus the Glenwood relays. For them, the memory must be fading. For me, it feels like yesterday. And every tomorrow, for as far as I can see. Friday, when I visit Hank, he's very impressed. Fantastic, he says over and over. Now that's progress. My mom and I exchange glances, and I can tell she's thinking what I'm thinking. Hank seems so different. It's like he's come to life because the monster he's built has come to life. He makes a lot of little adjustments with his Allen wrench, twisting it inside the little holes in the pipe couplings as he throws around words like adduction and abduction, dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, inversion and eversion. He makes me walk, he adjusts, he makes me walk, he adjusts. And when he's finally done, he smiles at me. I saw the article in the paper. Great piece. And if your progress this week is any indication, I have no doubt that you'll be running again soon. Thanks, I tell him, and it's nice to see him so enthused. The problem, though, is that his enthusiasm doesn't stick on me. It's been a long, hard week, and all I can seem to see is that I'm still having trouble walking. We're now moving into part 4, adjusting the blocks, which is what one does right before a race so that you can get a great start. It's still dark outside. The streetlights glow through the curtains, putting a soft spotlight on Sherlock, who is fast asleep on my bed. He's curled up next to Lucas the bear near the footboard, his back resting against the wall, his chin on the bedspread facing me. Even in his sleep, he's watching me, protecting me. I admire his beautiful coat, the dark lines of his eyes, his pointy ears and droopy whiskers. I want to kiss his muzzle and tell him what a sweet, sweet boy he is. And then I get the feeling, the one I've kept buried for so long. I have to get up, get out, go. Maybe I can do it, I tell myself. Not fast, not hard, but maybe I can run. Sherlock. It's barely even a whisper, but his eyes fly open. You want to go for a... I stop myself. Outside? He cocks his head, not entirely sure whether he thinks I'm asking is what I'm really asking. For that matter, neither am I. Get your frisbee, I tell him. He jumps off the bed and darts down the stairs, but he knows it'll be a little while before I can get down there. I slip on the nylon, then pull on a stump sock. I layer on another sock. My leg's still shrinking, so I need the extra padding to keep my socket snug. Then I put on the liner, push into my pipe leg, and roll up the suction sleeve. It feels solid, but still foreign, like we're still getting to know each other. I sit on the edge of the bed and dress, pulling on my zip sweats, lacing on my left shoe, zipping up a sweatshirt. I'm better at the stairs now, but still very careful. Up is easier than down. Sherlock waits patiently at the bottom, tail wagging, frisbee at his feet. Good boy, I whisper, then leave a quick note and ease out the front door. The air is cool and moist from a light fog, perfect running weather. I breathe in deeply and close my eyes. Something in my mind doesn't know I can't run. Something inside me believes I can just take off. Sherlock puts down the frisbee and looks up at me. He's holding his breath, hoping. I pick up the frisbee and say, heel. He falls into place on my left side as we go down our walkway, but he's keyed up, waiting for something big to happen. When I get to the sidewalk, I turn left instead of our usual right. I sense his confusion, his disappointment. Fetch, I tell him, and I toss the frisbee a straight, controlled distance down the sidewalk. He tears after it, and while he's gone, I take a few jogging steps. It's enough to tell me that I cannot run. Sherlock is already back. I toss the frisbee again. I try jogging again. I make it 10 steps this time, 20 the next. But it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like running. It doesn't feel like anything but hard work. I think of Kaylee, counting steps. I try again. Try not to count. I feel like a lifeless machine moving forward. I rest at the corner, more disappointed than tired. Sherlock, however, is enjoying the frisbee game immensely, and so we turn the corner and press on. I try jogging a few more times, but eventually I just give up and walk. I tell myself I should be happy with walking. Walking is a miracle. I press on, and then through the misty air, I hear my name. It's soft, drifting toward me from the left. Jessica! I turn, and it's like I'm thrown into a dream. There's a mermaid fountain in the middle of the yard, and beyond it, a girl sitting on the porch, wrapped in a white blanket. Rosa? I ask. Jessica, she says again. It takes me a moment to understand that I'm not dreaming. When I do, I clap twice, bringing Sherlock running back to me, and we both head up the walkway. There's a ramp up the side of the porch steps, just like there still is on ours. I can't believe you're up so early, I say with a laugh. Look who's talking, she says back. But why are you out here? I love mornings, she says. They're so peaceful. She's got her eye on Sherlock. He's gorgeous. Sherlock, this is Rosa, I say, making the official introduction. Say hi. Oh, Sherlock says, wagging his tail. Rosa reaches out tentatively to pet him. He's very friendly, I say, sitting on a bench that's near her wheelchair. Don't worry. Soon she's hugging Sherlock around his neck, giggling from being slobbered with doggy kisses. You were taking him for a walk? She asks when Sherlock settled down a little. I shrug. I actually wanted to see if I could run. I eye her and add, which I can't. You will, though, she says with her lopsided smile. I put that article on my bedroom wall. You did? She nods. It's so cool. Then she says, tell me about running. Why do you like it?